this is don't tell me grade
That's the
grade
functional guide for clerical and assistance work.
clerical.
And assistance work, I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought it was clerical and technical.
Oh, it includes technical, but it's just, I think the title says clerical and assistance.
Motion detected at doorbell.
Okay. All right. Okay. As covers often. I'll move this over. All right. All right. So let me just summarize since we're just starting to record. I'll just summarize what we've covered so far.
Okay.
So when I go into the PD, I mean the standard for whatever occupation, if it goes to one of these, which is the 303 for the PSA, when I go into the standard, it will tell me when I get down to the titling section, evaluations of positions section,
Right.
it will give me the instructions that I need to go to the grade level guide for
Yes.
clerical assistance work. Okay, individual worker positions classified to this series that are performing clerical duties and that otherwise meet the criteria for evaluation by the GSC, right?
Yep.
Are to be evaluated by the guide, by this guide. All right, now on here, individual positions classified to this series that are non-clerical in nature, which means basically if they're technical positions, or they're otherwise excluded from the coverage by the guide, are to be evaluated by references to standards of the one grade interval type.
You remember the Pacto categories?
Yes, professional, administrative, technical, clerical, and other.
Right. And so we know that professional and administrative are 2 grade interval positions. Technical and clerical are 1 grade interval positions. And so if the work is not all clerical and has some other attributes to maybe like budget or like editorial or something, you know that you have to go to another 1 grade interval guide, not to use a 2 grade interval guide to classify the position.
All right, I didn't get what you meant on the last part about using the budget as an example.
Yeah.
You're just using that as just as one of the occupations.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all
And
right.
so that's why I said the primary purpose of the position, if it's strictly clerical, then you use this guide. But if it has other types of work in there, say for instance, it has some medical stuff in there, you may want to go to a medical assistance clerical guide and see if the work matches more up to that than the other.
Okay. So like the difference between a medical
Assistant,
assistant
yes.
versus what's the other one? A PSA versus
Yes.
okay, so
Yeah.
the medical one is going to be graded different.
You're gonna use a different standard. You may not use the guide.
Okay. Actually,
And
that's
so if this PSA is sounding like something medical, there could be a health technician or a health or a medical assistant, you may want to use another guide for it. Okay. But so
Right.
that's why I said the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that when you read the position description, that the work is strictly clerical and assistance work. If it is, you can use the 303 and that guide, but if it's involves some other type of work that's prominent in that PD, you will use the 303 and another closely related standard to evaluate the position.
All right. So if it is a MSA, I'm going to use this and another one as well.
Unless you have the ability to recommend to the supervisor, they should be in a different series. And so, what's the M? Is it the 640? What's the medical assistance? Is it 640? Pa, 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 pa. Let me see.
MSA, what is that? Um, Actually, let me
Go
test.
back up to the go back up to the occupational groups. What's in the 600? Yeah. And so you want to see the first group, the first job family up there. Oh, that's medical records. That's yeah. And so you want to see if it fits in it, because it's a hospital environment. You want to make sure that it doesn't fall into one of those other categories.
Hmm.
And those are professionals. So you see the word professional? Job family standard for professional. You don't want to look at professional. You want to make sure it says assistance or clerical. You always want to make sure that it says assistant or clerical or technical, assistance or technical. And so you have to decide based on the primary purpose of the position
Hmm.
where it fits the best.
Okay. See, look,
Because mhm,
well, most of these are using, either the word technical or
right,
clerical in it, which is
right,
good.
right.
But something like this can throw the whole thing off.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Unless you click on it and it says it's Um, a specialist, we know that's administrative. Unless you click on that and it says it's a professional or administrative position, because it should tell you right in the series definition what type of position it is. Yeah.
Positions, special duties, which are to advise on, supervise, or perform work involving the development, coordination, direction, and management of hospital housekeeping programs.
Right. And so we know that that's not clerical. We don't say anything about clerical or
Hmm.
assistance.
Hmm. Okay. All right. All right. So going back to that, oops, to that medical assistant one, medical
That's
support
medical.
assistant,
Yeah.
679. So this one, I would have went here. Would have went here. Then I would have went to coverage, right?
Yeah.
Motion to speak to that doorbell.
Um, Ultimately, job family standard will cover one grade into the administrative support and technical occupations in 600. For additional information about occupations in this area, go to job family coverage. All right. Assurance.
Yeah, and that's just telling you what the old series standard titles were before they redid this one.
All right. So to find the accurate information, if I'm going back to the top for a minute, if I'm going straight to figure out what's in here, what am I going to, how to use this
Yeah.
standard?
Yeah, or you can go to general titles and series. General, go up, general series and title and occupation information. And so you want to see what in that occupational information, what that medical support assistant does.
All right. So I would have went
That's the
here.
titling instructions. You want to go down to the occupational information. See, under medical support assistant, in the blue it says occupational information. Or series definition and occupational information will give you what's specific about this series as opposed to a regular 303.
Keep jumping back.
Yeah, it just went to the top one at first. Go down. That's a continuation of the other. It's clicked on that. Let's see. I
Let me
know
start.
what's
Let me
right.
start from the top. Let me go back to the top. Okay, so I should be going to this section, page 3.
That's giving you the titling
Boom.
information. Keep going down. It'll take you to it. And see, there it is. General. Keep going up. And that's
675.
occupational information for that one. And then the next one will come up. There it is. This
Quality
covers one grade administrative work.
supervision of one support work. Connection with care and treatment given to patients, inwards, clinics, or other such units of a medical facility. Okay. Work includes functions such as serving as a receptionist, performing record keeping duties, and providing miscellaneous support to the medical staff of the unit.
Yeah, so you see, because it's a hospital, you have to narrow down to what's the primary purpose. Is the primary purpose of the position this, or the primary purpose of the position just straight clerical or administrative assistant work from in the 303 and the functional guide? And so those
Mhm.
are the kinds of things you have to look at when you are trying to determine whether you're in the right series and identifying the primary purpose of the work. Now, this standard, even though it's a one grade interval, it's written in a 9-factor format. And so then you will go ahead and evaluate each factor level if this is the appropriate series. But you always want to make sure that you first look at the PD that they send you, determine the primary purpose of the work,
Mhm.
whether it's one grade interval or two grade interval, and then try to narrow it down to the appropriate series standard.
Okay. All right. Um, all right. So, so the main thing from this is that it's identifying on the medical side.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. So now I'm going back to where we're supposed to be, which is the PSA. Um, oh, go back. Let's see. Let's go back here for 303. So I would have come here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would have
You see,
discovered.
you see that it's a fly sheet, it's only 5 pages. And then you know that you need to go someplace else.
All right, so when I know that it's a fly sheet, I'm gonna go to the evaluations
Yeah.
of
And
position.
you want to always make sure you read the other information too, but you want to know how they evaluate the position. I don't know why that thing doesn't work real well, does it?
Mm-mm. Because I would have come here. So let me interpret this, because again, this is the one I got to do this week. And actually, I got to get it done by Thursday because I'm off on Friday. So
Of
I
this
only have,
week.
yeah, so I only got 2 days to knock it out uh, completely.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so the individual worker positions classified to the series that are performing clerical duties and that otherwise meet the criteria for the evaluation by the grade level guide for clerical and assistance work are to be evaluated by that guide. All right. So this is telling me that it needs to be done by here. What's the purpose of going? So okay. I know we discussed the reason for the putting this together, this clerical assistance work guide, is to bunch them all in there, together.
Right.
But what I don't understand is what's the purpose of creating this in the first place instead of just saying, when you click on the 303.
And then not have the evaluation criterion. I can't think. I have no idea what OPM thinking is on this.
You know,
And so maybe the series definition will help. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I
service.
have no idea why they just didn't write a complete guide for everybody.
Right. It's just right. I mean, if it even if it is the same, which it's not, I mean, because obviously they got different illustrations,
Right.
but the main parts of it are all the same. So they could have just cut and paste it, and you're done. Um, okay, so all right, so to determine this series includes positions of the duties which are to perform, supervise, clerical assistant, or technical work for which no other series is appropriate. The work requires a knowledge of procedures and techniques involved in carrying out the work of organization and involves application of procedures, practices within frame. All right, it says absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This definition supersedes the definition of the clerical administrative series 301. All right, this is important to know. Um, the new definition of the miscellaneous clerical 303 covers only the clerical and another one grade interval work of the previous 301 series. Administrative, another two grade work is covered under the revised miscellaneous 301.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this still doesn't tell me why. All right, so it's saying why only way. Okay, so this is saying basically don't confuse the 301 from the
With the
303.
303, yes.
This is
Yes.
basically your warning.
One is one grade and the other one is two grade and
Okay, okay. Um, the definition of the miscellaneous, and that's what this is, the miscellaneous. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Definition of the miscellaneous 303 covers only clerical and the one grade into work. I put this in red. Okay. All right, so that is for that. All right, now down here. So this is what I'm going to have to do for my own knowledge. I'm going to have to pull up the 301 and pull up its coverage area and compare it to the 303 here's coverage area, right? That way I clearly define.
Yeah, and the difference is that in the 301, they are because it's two grade interval work, it's
Right.
administrative work in the two grade interval field. They typically are doing qualitative and quantitative analysis of something in a management sort of office.
Mm,
And so we know that clerical people are not doing quantitative and qualitative analysis.
okay.
Oh. And so the same thing applies with the 301. That series is a fly sheet, and then you have to go to the administrative analysis grade value functional guide to get the nine factors.
Yeah.
See, it's a fly sheet. And then when you go into series evaluation of positions, it's going to tell you to go to that other functional guide.
Okay.
Oh, what they
Individual,
tell you.
yeah, individual workers classified in the series that will be evaluated. A reference to an appropriate multi-series guide, or if none is applicable, a standard for a specific occupational series that involves analogous analogous
Mhm.
knowledge and skill.
Comparable. Yeah. So if you go back to the functional guide tab at the top, where it's the three tabs, the overview tab, the series tab, and then the functional guide tab, the first guide is administrative analysis.
Um, you said to go here or go back to the previous screen.
Go back to the previous screen. Yeah, they don't give you a link to it in here. I'm not sure why. They should. That's the one everybody always uses.
Let's go back here.
Go all the way up to the top. See the functional guides? The first guide in that list is the Administrative Analysis Grade Evaluation Guide. That's the guide that 99% of the people use to evaluate the 301. That's the two grade interval comparative to the one under it.
But how
The
do we
type
know
of
that's
work,
right if
the
it
type
doesn't?
of work, the type of work is if it's administrative work or is it clerical work? And this one is specific to administrative work.
Right. So I know it's a two grade.
Right. That's the difference. It'll tell you. Comparable administrative work, two grade interval series.
Right. But if it doesn't say it here, no, I know it
Yeah, I
says
said it.
two grades here.
Yeah. When no
Um,
other series is appropriate.
right. But as far as where telling me where to go to get the I mean I know because you just told me, so I know it. But but how do we know? How would we know if it's not in here? How would we know that? I mean, how you know?
How do you know that that's where you will go to use that 301 series? Because it didn't say it?
Yeah, to use that particular administrative guide.
You have to compare the type of work being performed to the type of work listed here in the this is background information, occupational information.
Mhm. Okay.
I know. I don't want to. You don't want. And so for right now, you don't have to look at this for evaluating your position because it's 2 grade interval. And you know that the PSA is a 1 grade interval position, right?
Yep.
Because it has
Yes.
assistant on the end of the title.
Um,
And so the
no,
key,
no, no. Well, okay. Assistant versus administrative. I got you.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
I
yes,
got you. Okay.
yes. That's the
Oh,
difference.
I wasn't
If
paying.
it,
I wasn't zooming in on that.
uh,
I was actually interpreting this as administrative.
yeah,
Okay.
no,
All right. Now I see it now.
yeah,
Okay. So assistant. I got you.
okay,
Assistant is. I always think of clerical is the key word for me is support.
yeah,
So if it's
yes, yes, yes.
support work is clerical in 1 grade.
And administrative work is specialist work.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Now, the human resources assistant is a little different, right?
Yes, because they have their own series because Um, they break that work down into this 2 disciplines. And so you have a general, um, it's not going to be enough. Yeah, you have a general human resources assistant who can work across staffing, classification, employee relations, benefits, all of those disciplines under the human resources umbrella, or it will break it down into parentheticals, which is whatever the specialty is in parentheses. And so the same thing with the HR specialist. If you're an HR specialist and you only do classification, your parenthetical is going to be classification. Same for an assistant. If you are a human resources assistant and you only work with the classification specialist, then your parenthetical is going to be classification. So it does not cross different lines. It's
Mm-hmm.
specific to everything in human resources.
Mm-hmm.
And so they
Okay.
have two. The administrative work means that's an HR specialist in that first block. And the job family standard for assistant work means everything that's support, like using your words, everything that's support. Everything in the first one says administrative work, that's specialist work. Anything under the assistance work, that's support work.
So with this one, you're saying there's two different divisions.
Yeah.
A support side.
And and that's why they separated into 2 different standards. The first one in that first block up there was for specialists. This one is for specifically for seeing the first one, see on under the series to the left it says 200 and both of them say 200, but when you get in the middle, the human resources management 201, when you look at the title, it says job in the first block, job family standard for administrative work and human resource management group. When it says administrative, you know that's the specialist. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you go down to the next one, it still says in the left 200 group series covered. It says 203, and it says assistance work, just like in the blue title, assistance work.
Okay. Okay.
And that's how you differentiate when you go to that series.
Okay. I thought you were saying there was two divisions in assistant side. Okay.
No, no, they
I got you.
separate. Yeah.
Administrative and assistance is what you mean.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I got you.
They will not have assistance or technical work in the same series standard with administrative or professional. They will have a separate series standard for that. They will
a
always
separate,
separate.
a separate series standard for clerical and technical work.
No, for clerical and technical can be together.
No, I'm sorry, I meant,
Support and
it,
specialist.
okay, okay, that's how you think about it. So you think
Yeah,
it's support, assistant, specialist,
is
administrative. Okay.
administrative. Yes.
So the top full performance level is a specialist
Yes.
for administrative.
Yes.
And the top one for assistance is support, or that's
Yes.
the base. That's the
Yes.
that's the that's the top full performance level,
No,
or
you
that's just one of
that's
the.
how you break it into the Pacto categories. The top one is administrative. The bottom, the second one is clerical or
I
assistance work.
got you. Okay, I got you. All right, I thought you were talking about titles.
No.
Okay,
And so two Pacto categories, the technical and the clerical could be together in the same standard, but you're not going to have a clerical and an administrative in the same standard. Is what I was trying to
right,
clarify.
right. I got you. Okay. I'm always fascinated with the titles sections. Um, because they're so confusing and they got it. But based on the final grades, though, or factors, it makes a world of difference. For example, carpenter. I did carpenter recently. I know a carpenter is, the top of the line of that,
Right,
and a carpentry is the entry level guy.
right, right.
Yeah,
For the wage grade on the wage rate side, the titles run different too. Yeah.
yeah. I love wage grade. Nice and
Mhm.
easy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Okay. All right. So I'm clear on this part here. Um. Okay, that just talks about that. All right, I just wanted to look at the title section though real quick. I can't find it.
Yeah, that's right there. You had the finger on it.
Page 3. Oh, here we go.
And so go down. There you go. And so the base title is Human Resources Assistant right there. And then whatever specialty they work in within the Human Resources Office is in those italic sections below. So the base title is at the top in that little block that says Human Resources Assistance 203.
Yeah.
And then whatever the parenthetical is in parentheses beside that. If it's military, or if it's classification, or if it's employee benefits,
Okay.
right. And that goes in the classification part goes in parentheses after that title. Okay.
You said classification. Oh yeah, yeah. I got you. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. And last one we just did was recruitment and placement. This last one we just did for them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make a different color just to have it different. Forgot what color it was. All right. I don't think I saved this. What is this? I don't think I saved it. This is the 200. Oh, this is just for practice anyway. I'll save it anyway.
That's a 203. That's not the 201. The 203 is assistance work. The 201 is specialist work, administrative work.
Yeah, this is the 203.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. All right. No, yeah, 203. Uh, All right. I didn't need that one, but just so
Mhm.
it starts to come to it's starting to come into focus, so that's good. Okay. All right, so let me see what other thing we had discussed was okay. So when I realized that I got a fly sheet, it should only be a couple of pages, usually up to 5 pages, right?
Mhm.
And I'm gonna make sure that I meet all these things, definition, all that stuff. But
Mhm.
the main thing to zoom in on is the evaluation of the position,
Right.
and that section will tell me basically how to evaluate
Right.
job. Um, so most of the other ones that are clerical are gonna be, exactly the same as this, right? Only
Yes.
one that's gonna be different is when it is the 301 series.
Right. Because that's administrative.
It'll look different. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, 301. Okay. So this is totally separate.
Mhm.
303. So I do need to make sure that I'm clear on the difference between the two of these, and the difference is that this is clerical and
Mhm.
technical support, and
Mhm.
this is administrative stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, which is going to include some kind of analysis,
Yes.
quantitative or qualitative
Yes.
analysis, somehow, some way inside the position.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I got the 301 here. Um, and it should talk about that somewhere in here in the series
Yes.
determination, right?
Yes.
Okay, frequently position of goals, mixture of work classifiable more than one occupational series. Um, as general rule, mixed positions should be classified in a series appropriate for the paramount qualifications period. If qualifications in two or more occupations are equally important, the position should be classified in a series appropriate to the grade controlling duty. So whichever grade level is higher
Yeah.
is the one that's going to be prevalent.
Yes.
In such case, the grade level of various duties of the position is equal. Position should be classified in any of the series involved that would provide satisfactory recruiting base. So if it's found that they're both a grade 9 level work, basically whichever one I think is the most appropriate is what I choose.
For recruitment purposes, yes.
Okay. Okay. In such case, I'll make this a different color. And next, let's make that blue. Okay. Qualifications, close that. Save that. Why is it asking me to save it again?
Hmm.
I've already done it. 301, still my thing. Actually, while I'm here, this is the 301 is. I know this is for administrative work, but what was this for? This was for program assistant,
Administrative and program analysis. Yeah.
administrative and program.
Analysis. Got it. Mhm.
Um, okay, I like to make mine 0. Even up there, I like to have it like that. Okay, it's easier for me to recognize with the capital letters. Okay, all right. So, all right. Qualification requirements of a series in which a mixed position has been qualified should constitute the principal recruiting base for filling the position, which is what I just said above here. Other qualifications needed to do the work fall outside of the chosen series may constitute selective quality ranking factors. All right. Only in those relatively rare cases where none of the qualification standards for the series involved would provide an adequate avenue for recruitment should, okay, that says nothing to us.
Some of it's just words.
Yeah. Some positions involve new or unusual kinds of work, not exactly described in any established occupation series. In cases such, one should choose a specialized series that best fits the work. The fact that the duties of the position do not precisely match the definition of a series does not prohibit its use. If the position requires the same basic qualifications, the series should be used. Again, in the case of the mixed positions, the miscellaneous administrative program series 301 should be used only as a final recourse. All right, so let me highlight that. So if we're stumped, then the 301 would be the one. All right. Certain definitions do not specifically mention planning, development, evaluative, managerial, or other common functions that may be performed by employees in an occupation. However, the basic subject matter, knowledge, skills, and career ladder for positions engaged in such functions are within the specific series. This should be classified in the series rather than the miscellaneous administrative series. All right, so where is it mentioned about the
Hmm?
where is it mentioned about about the the
Go down
qualitative
into
stuff?
it's not you're not gonna see it until you get to the evaluation of the positions. I mean, not that section, but in the evaluation criteria and the factors.
Okay, when I go into the other guide,
No, this is the then
this is just
this
a fly
has the
sheet.
factors in it. This is the
This is just a fly sheet.
just the flash sheet? Oh yeah, it's not in there. I thought that was I thought you had moved on. You be moving fast to me. I thought you had moved on to the other guy. To
So
administrative analysis grade evaluation guide, not the clerical and assistant one, the one that was at the top of that.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I thought that's what's open. So
yeah.
don't tell me this one is the. Don't tell me this one is the. All right, this is the one I'm going to use for the 303.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's yeah.
This is the one that referred me to this guide. Okay.
Yes. Yes. The fly sheet referred you to that guide for the 303.
I don't think I had I don't think I saved this one. Let's see if I did or not. I guess I did. All right, so the one I need to look at to see that is functional guide, first one. Okay. Let me go back. I should open this in another one though. All right. Yes, I need to go back. Okay, let me just save this real quick. Administrative analysis guide. Okay. Save you. And this is the guide for administrative. What's the official name? Guide for something administrative. Okay.
Administrative
Analysis.
evaluation analysis. Administrative analysis grade evaluation guide.
All right. ES 0301.
Go ahead. You're all right down there. I'll be back in a little bit. We can go on.
Okay.
Does that?
Not put that 301 in there because it's not just for 301.
It could be for anything that has those that analysis component. It could be any series that has an analysis component.
Okay. All right, so something like a budget analysis or something.
Well, budget may have its own, but it could be you could have a administrative specialist that does, you know, whatever the program is. So other than budget, human resources, um, you could have an office that may do facilities, but they do analysis of the facilities. You
So
know,
what about, so why doesn't this have like a title section in here?
go ahead, go to the title section.
There's none.
Right. Because you use the title that the series, that the type of work or the office or the occupation is in. And so if you are a person that does supply management, but you have to do specialist work where you analyze, um, do quantitative and qualitative analysis of supply trends across your agency, you would use a supply series, the supply management series in conjunction with this.
Okay.
So you would use the supply series standard in conjunction with this um, functional guide and you would use the title that was in that series standard.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 301 series, it says management can create a title. And so if it's a supply, it could be a supply management specialist, and you would use the supply management specialist title, but you would use this in conjunction with that guide because it does qualitative and quantitative analysis. And so remember when you read about where the paramount work is? And so if even though they work in the supply management field and they're only doing qualitative and quantitative analysis as it relates to supplies, you would still use the title in that supply series standard.
Okay.
I hope they
Okay.
ain't giving you nothing this complicated this early on.
Um, no,
Yeah.
they're about to give me signature authority. So I
Up
think
to a particular grade,
to do single
one grade interval position.
yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So so after this one, um, so if I go back in by Thursday when I'm done with all this, and they look at my stuff on Monday. I mean, if it's perfect, then he'll probably give me, the signature authority at that point.
Okay.
So for just one grade.
Oh, wow, yeah. And so this is 2 grade interval work, but you shouldn't
Right.
you shouldn't come
Well,
into any.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If I can do this one, which is a 2 grade, and I bring it back to him, then obviously I'll be ready for 1 grade, and you can think about doing so. The problem is I can't have a traditional training session because we've got these extra projects that we're doing for OPM and WMC with these consistency reviews.
Right.
So I can't. So this is messing up everything for us because we can't do the traditional stuff.
Right. And so let me say this. For that PD that you showed me,
Yeah.
if it's one grade interval work, you're not going to use this standard, this guide.
Right. I'm using narrative.
Right. Right.
So let me go to there. So evaluation of the positions. So on page 4. This tells me I need to go here.
Yes.
The empirical guide, which is here. And when I go here, let me put that. So fall again. Actually, this should be over here. Where is my 301? There you go. All right, so my 303 should be here. This is my guide here. All right, so that's the one. That's how I normally set my stuff up. Whatever my PD is, I'll put my PD here on my other screen, and then I'll put the standard for the PD here, and I'll just go back and forth with all the stuff I gotta do. Split the
Okay.
screen.
Okay. So let's take a look at the PD real quick.
All right. All right. So when you're going through, you're highlighting all your stuff as you read along.
Yes. Cooper,
Uh,
stop that noise, please.
For this introductory stuff, just go on and skip for now, or you include that stuff too.
No, let me tell you, because there may be something in the introduction that will help you determine the grade level once you start comparing it to the standard. And so normally VA's PDs, their introductions are way longer than I suggest. But so you may want to read that so that you can see right here, the second paragraph, the primary purpose of this position is
Mm-hmm.
to ensure administrative coordination processes are in place to maintain and expand current services and support implementation of new gender-specific healthcare needs. And so,
Let me
and
save.
so right here, the incumbent is responsible for,
Hold on. Let me save this first.
okay,
My- One of my teachers in graphic and web design school said, someone asked him how often should you save your documents. He said, very simple. How much work do you want to end up having to go back to do?
exactly.
So I'd save all the time. Here we go. And all right, this is PD proposal PSA GS 0303. Okay. All right. What are we saying now? The incumbent is responsible. You was reading this?
Yeah, the incumbent is responsible for providing program support. There it is. There's the support by planning, coordinating, and performing a wide range of daily critical administrative program and technical functions. I'm over here trying to highlight like it's my document.
Hmm. 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 Actually, I'll leave it. Oh, no. Come on.
Daily, second sentence, performing a wide range of daily critical, yeah, yeah. The critical could speak to the level of the position, because that means they're not doing just basic stuff, right?
Okay. Oh, saying because they use the word critical. Okay.
Yes. And so you have to remember, look at the words and think about,
Mhm.
there you go. I don't know why they got all this in there, why they probably have all this in the introduction, because they know that the standard is narrative. Right there, the standard after clinics, the incumbent must exercise independent judgment. Yep, all of that. See, you see it, it's telling you right now, they're giving you the levels of the work based on the words that they use.
Mhm.
That working with internal and external stakeholders, that means that's communication. I mean, that's contacts,
Mhm.
internal and external.
Mhm.
And the context right there. And so when you know what you're looking for, you can
Yeah.
pick it out. You can pick it out.
Mhm. Okay. Including but not limited to women's
Hmm.
friends. All right. So that tells me they're dealing with people outside the agency,
Yes, yes, yes.
um, facility
Community
staff.
and community providers and facilities. So that's it's not just the people on the hospital grounds.
Hmm. Okay. The incumbent will assist the WVP. Who would that be?
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
I got you.
Maybe
What's
an
this?
organizational chart will help you.
Yep. I'll look at it later.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the butler in the meeting, national and VA regulatory requirements. Standard.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The position requires the incumbent to possess clerical abilities, computer knowledge, office management skills, excellent personal skills, prioritization skills, knowledge of eligibility, regulations.
Mm-hmm. Regulation, eligibility regulations. That's gonna speak to the part of the guidelines, right?
Hmm.
And the nature of the guides. Mm-hmm.
Clinical knowledge, it's women's health, knowledge of DVA guidelines, disability, and flexibility in a variety of,
See how much you got just out of the introduction?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so for the rest of the PD, that's the same thing you're gonna do is go in and pick out, think about those 9 factors, think about
Mm-hmm.
how they relate, and then apply those highlighted areas to those grade levels.
Okay. All right. Now, what about this word flexibility? Guidelines and flexibility. So would that mean that um
And so and based on that, do you think that has to do with flexibility of selecting guys or flexibility in making the decisions about how they do the work?
knowledge of DVA guidelines and flexibility in a variety of assigned
And so is
duties
that flexibility in applying the guides, or is that flexibility in how you do your work?
in the work? I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking in the work too, because it would say flexibility. I would think that it would say, is that it flexibility in choosing which guidelines to use? But it's that to me that's talking about work. And so if
Right.
you had to ask a question to the supervisor, what flexibility do they have? Do they have flexibility in selecting guidelines, or do they have flexibility in making the decisions on when they do their work or how they do their work when it relates to those guidelines?
All right, so that means it's definitely not entry level. They're
Exactly,
beyond.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Okay. Okay. All right. Um, so the administrative support operations, the incumbent will assist the Women's Veterans Program with administrative and clerical duties, programming and technical assistance in areas of day-to-day operations and program planning evaluation.
And so program planning evaluations, so they're assisting the women veteran program manager in, to me, that says they're assisting them in running the office, doing those clerical duties without, to me, that's telling me that they're running the day-to-day operations of the clerical portions of the office, or the technical portions of the office.
Okay.
It's still clerical and administrative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're doing program planning, but program planning on a clerical, but on an administrative or an assisted basis, assistance basis.
Well, they probably shouldn't have, well, because they use the word administrative.
Well,
Um,
there are administrative functions in every office that are done at a clerical level.
okay, but it's not the primary, but
That's not the primary purpose of the position. The primary purpose
is
is to
support.
assist with support. Exactly. Administrative support and office operations. Primary purpose of that section. 60% of it.
Okay.
And so I'm running the day to day. I'm making sure that the lower level staff know the processes for processing applications, dealing with all the other staff, assisting the specialists in whatever the policies are. And so, but at a clerical level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The comment will assist program manager in coordinating administrative policies to assist the staff with understanding and following care processes, regulations, and policies. Okay. Okay. Actually, let me take that back because I'll treat this as supervisory, like uh, assistant supervisor type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Mm-hmm.
will assist the supervisor.
Mm-hmm. And getting all that day to day, you know.
Data, raw data
Yeah.
together,
Yeah. And
paperwork. Hmm.
and making sure that the office runs smoothly.
Hmm.
I still need to know a little bit about what the function of the office is, even though I'm doing clerical duties. I need to know what's the purpose of the program. What are the ins and outs of the program, so that I can answer questions to people who want to know about the program, so that they don't have to go to the manager every time to do these things.
Hmm.
I'm thinking it's a grade 7, but that's just off the top of my head.
I got you.
It could be an 8. Now
Let's see.
the guy doesn't go to a grade 8. So if you think it's higher than the grade 7, which is in the standard, you have to write out why it's higher than the grade that's in the standard.
So what? So
Standard goes up to grade 7.
uh-huh.
And so you need to be able to articulate why it's higher than a grade 7.
But the most it could ever be is 8.
No, it could be a 9. I mean,
Well,
I No, because you see, one grade interval positions, and so you have to think about the culture of the organization also. Um, so some organizations will not have their PSAs any higher than a grade 7 or 8. Some
Mm-hmm.
agencies may have their PSAs at a grade 10. But
Mm-hmm.
that's based on who they work for too. So if a
Mm-hmm.
PSA works for a GS 15, they may be a grade 9 or a 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so because the level of the work, because the supervisor's level is higher, their level of work is higher also. The other thing is that I don't know what process your agency uses when the standard is in narrative format and the grade is higher than what it what the requirement is for that grade. Say it's higher than a grade 7 because the standard goes up to a grade 7. Then would you use the primary standard to evaluate the position? Because the primary standard is the generic standard that was written before all the other standards were written in FES format. So would you then try to get it evaluated based on the primary standard? I don't want to tell you to do that because I don't know what the culture of your agency or your organization is when it comes to narrative positions being graded higher than what the standard requires.
Yeah. Well, he told me I made a mistake in the very, very, very beginning, like maybe the first month, and I actually used the primary standard
Right.
to do one, and he told me very clearly.
No,
He said he said he probably has done used the primary standard maybe once or twice in his
exactly.
13-year career.
Exactly.
He was like, we don't use it. We don't really use it here. So yeah, because it works not it's not that complicated.
Right. Right.
Working in the hospital or whatever. Dealing
Right.
with engineers, something different. Maybe that might be a different. They
Yeah.
created a new position or something. Maybe that might be something different. But
Right.
you said most of the stuff, I would never use the primary standard.
Right. Okay.
Um, yeah. So, anyways, I'm glad I made that mistake in the beginning because I know now I'm
Yeah.
never using it here
Yeah.
anyway.
And so what you want to do is just like you're doing now, go through
Mhm,
the rest of the PD, highlight
mhm.
all of that information that you think is going to be relative to applying it to the standard so that it'll pop out for you when you go to evaluate this position
All right.
against the standard. And then you
Mhm.
want to make note of the differences in the level.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm going to send you um evaluation statement. Evaluation statement. And so in your template, did it have the evaluation statement at the end? Do you know?
In my evaluation statement,
Your template,
yeah, does it
your
have a what?
template, in the template that you use to classify the positions,
Mm-hmm.
does it allow you to put the evaluation statements at the end?
Um,
Where you test say why it's one grade versus another, why it's one level versus another?
yes, I have to. Yeah.
Is that a part of the template?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. And he said, once I get, you know, seasoned or whatever, or get my writing thing, I don't have to.
Do the
I don't.
evaluation
I don't
format.
have to do it. Yeah, all the way that way. Just as long as I explain why it's met that
Right.
particular one. But you probably do want to mention at least one reason why I did not make the next
Mhm.
the next
Mhm.
category, the next factor. Um, which makes sense because as he said, the more details you put in there, if someone asks for you to to explain this how you got to it
Mhm. Mhm.
5-6 years later, you won't have to think about it because it's already going to be writing anyway. So basically, do the work once.
I put a sample in the chart. I mean in the chat.
Valuation statement write-up example.
Mm-hmm. It just gives you some, And so what I like to say is what the standard says. The standard says that at grade level 7 for nature of assignment, this is what required. This is what's required for the level of responsibility. In the PD, I want to pick out what's included in the nature of assignment and say, well, the assignments are given by the supervisor with no supervision, da 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 da. And so you want to talk about what the standard says and talk about what the PD says when you write it up at those levels.
Okay. All right, got it. Let me move this here. Okay. Valuation statement write-up examples. References, backgrounds, source title.
And so did you keep your material from the class?
Yes. I pull up the participation
The participant guide?
guide. Yeah, that's I normally use that as my cheat sheet for anything that
Okay. Okay, very good.
answers most of the questions.
Okay, good. And so some of the you had was it a single solution guide or individual solutions?
Was it a single or individual solutions you said?
Yeah, some classes have the solution guide all in one document. Some of them I send them to the students one by one.
I can't remember. You said a solutions guide. I'm not it's on my not on this computer, it's on my
Yeah, your
work.
work computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
I'll
but
look for the solution that has the write up in the narrative form for the narrative for a narrative position in it and send that to you too. I gotta find it on my computer.
um if you let me write it down, if I don't have it, I can
It should be exercise probably
it,
4.
not inside the participation guide, somewhere else.
Yeah, it will be a separate sheet, solution guide. It would say solution guide for
Okay.
exercise at with a number. And I'm gonna tell you what.
All right.
Let's see.
I'll look it up. Solution guide, because I don't know why, but we first of all we don't have access to any of those. We can't log back in after months
No,
later, right?
they've changed the system completely. They've
So
changed the system completely. We don't even use that. Did you have to go into D2L?
yes,
We don't use DTL anymore. I'm gonna say it's 3-1. Here it is. I got it right here. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
okay. Because what I'm just thinking, I mean, I should have all the documents that you gave. We should have just downloaded that onto our
Right,
own computer, so at
right,
least we'll have it somewhere. We'd have the information.
right. Let me see. Here it is right here. This is the one I want you to look at. This is the evaluation statement right up for a narrative position. I'll put it in the chat so you can see. That's what I want you to have. Mhm. And so you can see how they wrote when you get down to the grade determination, they talked about why it didn't meet the nature of assignment for the 6th level and why it met it at the 7th level. And it did the same thing for the level of responsibility. And so you want to use that as a guide to write up your evaluation of this position.
Use this guide here. Oops, I should probably close this one.
So when you get down to 4 grade determination. For the narrative, it talked about the difference in the grade levels for grade 6 and grade 7.
All right, where do you want me to go on this?
Go to the bottom of the first page. See, it says grade determination. You're going to the second page now, Mr. Jackson. Go to the bottom of the first page. See where it says number 4, grade determination.
Mm-hmm.
It talked about the nature of assignment. What factors, what the nature of assignment measures. And then it talked about what grade 6 level, what at the 6th level what they do, and then what at the grade level 7 they do. And so that's kind of how you want to form your evaluation when you evaluate your position. But you'll be taking stuff out of the standard, out of the standard where it gives you the grade level descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the last paragraph, it tells you why it meets it and why it doesn't. See? This factor measures the type and complexity of assignments and editing manuscripts. At the GS6, editorial assistants improve clarity by reorganizing the sentences within the paragraphs. Some assistants may write short articles. And so you want to explain what they do at the 6th level. And then use the assistants at this level write, organize information in an established style of presentation. And then you want to go to the grade 7 of the nature assignment and say what they do at that level. At that grade 7 level, editorial assistants advise writers, editors, and other on agency publication requirements, so on and so forth. And then the next paragraph, can you move it to this next page? At the top, you see this third, finish telling you what it says in the standard for the level grade 7. And then this third paragraph talks about what's in the PD
Mm-hmm.
and tells you why it met what grade level. And so they come and duties and responsibilities meet, but do not exceed what's in the grade 7 level information that they just discussed in the paragraph above. And at the highest levels described for this factor, while the incumbent supervisor serves as the primary writer for the office, the incumbent offers suggestions to improve the clarity, da 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 da. And so it talks about, the next paragraph talks about how the standard applied to the PD, how it meets it. And so that your analysis is in that 4th paragraph. That first paragraph talks about the grade 6 level. The second
Mm-hmm.
paragraph talks about the grade 7 level. The,
Mm-hmm.
the third paragraph talks about what's in the PD under the things that the nature of assignment responsibilities. And
Mm-hmm.
the 4th paragraph talks about how you compared what's in the PD to the grade 7 criteria in the standard, and you summarize it there. And then you end it with, therefore, this fact is credited at the grade 7 level. And
All
so
right,
once you
so
read that, you'll understand how it applies to the job that you're evaluating.
okay, so the first paragraph should mention the
The level
either
that it does
either.
not meet. That's a better way to put it. The level that it does not meet.
Well, no, the second one should. The first one should talk about the one that it does meet, right?
No, in this instance, it talks about the one it doesn't meet. If you go back up to the
6.
next page, the 6th, and this solution, it doesn't meet the 6th. It does meet the 7. So in the first paragraph, they're talking about the 6th information. It's not explaining why it doesn't meet it. It's just saying what is required.
Okay. Well, it's okay. So it actually exceeded
The
the 6.
6th.
Right. Okay. So even though, okay. So for this particular situation, okay, it goes up to 7 is the top is the highest anyway.
Right. Right.
Okay, so all right, so I got you. So it only mentions six just to set a
To show
basis.
why, to show the difference. You have to at least compare it
Okay,
to
I got you. Show the
one
difference.
other
Okay,
grade level.
I got you. Okay, I
So
got you. All
if
right,
it met if you go through it and you say it meets the grade 3, then you want to say why it didn't meet the grade 4.
I
So
got
you
you.
want to apply it to one other grade level. Say
Okay,
why it didn't meet one grade level and why it did meet the other grade level, and based on what the standard requires.
okay,
Okay.
all right. To show the difference of complexity or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
got you. All right, or responsibilities and skills or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, or a combination of all of them actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the six on this particular one, the six was the to show the contrast from the
Right.
seven, and then the next paragraph just takes out some of the basically explains, I guess in my own words, my interpretation of what's inside the PD
Yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
without the without right. All right. So just establishing what's in there,
Yes.
and then last paragraph kind of wraps it up and says exactly what specifically made me.
Decide why it met the 7
Okay.
criteria. Yes.
All right, let me just read this little paragraph here right quick. The
Okay.
incumbent's duties and responsibilities meet but do not exceed the seven at the highest level prescribed for this factor, while the incumbent supervisor serves as the primary writer for the office. The incumbent offers suggestions to improve. Okay, so this kind of explains why I didn't go to the next level either.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The incumbent offers suggestions to improve the clarity or revise the content of articles. The employee also makes minor revisions to the content of the articles to conform to agency preferences, correct grammar, or to adjust sentences and paragraphs to conform layout parameters. Consistent with the criteria for GS7 assistant. The employee is also actively involved with assisting district divisions by providing written guidance to ensure consistency with agency policy and publication styles. The employee advises authors of submitted articles on suggested layouts, fonts, designs, graphics to ensure that the most suitable method for conveying the message is used. Therefore, factor seven criteria. Okay. All right.
Okay. And so that's just to give you a guide on how yours should sound when you evaluate a narrative, um, a position using the narrative standard, and how you should formulate it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Easy enough. All right. I think I got this. Yeah, I should probably be able to do this within 2 days.
You got this.
Yeah, I should be able to do this within 2 days. I just gotta focus and lock in, turn off TV and everything, make sure I'm focused. Okay. Now, just for you, just realistically, if this was where are we at here? If this was you doing this, realistically, what is this? How many pages? What is this?
Nah.
9 pages. Um, I mean, really, I'm only being concerned with the introductory section and
No, you're reading the whole PD.
well, no, I'm
The whole
saying
PD.
I'm talking about. Well, this is 60% of the job duties.
Right.
This is 40% the job duties. After that, um, yeah,
No,
after that.
there may be something in there that you may need.
Actually, I'm okay because it's 60 and 40, so that's 100.
Yeah.
I thought there was
Yeah.
another section in there with 15% or
Oh,
whatever.
okay. No, okay.
It's only 60 and 40, so actually all that is important, obviously. Um, and then this is just going to further help break it down by
Right.
them putting it
Right.
in this factor section, even
Yeah.
though um, I'm going to have to transform this over into the narrative form anyway.
Yeah.
But this actually makes it easier also because I go straight to what I need to get to.
Right.
So I should be able to knock this out in a day, realistically, right? This is not,
Without interruptions, you should. Yes.
yeah, because this is just clerical stuff. It ain't
Yeah.
um, um, just assistant clerical stuff. So it ain't anything crazy.
Right.
Um, but my first step is to go back since I've already got a good idea of what the job duties are, but going back and make sure I understand the difference between the grade 6 and a grade 7 and 5, obviously, to make sure that,
Yeah.
of course, it's going to exceed.
Yes.
So it's going to exceed any basic stuff. So it's
Right.
either 6 or 7 based off of
Exactly.
what I've read so far.
Exactly. And just by looking at the words so far. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. It wouldn't go to a 1, 2, 3, or 4.
right. Okay.
Just by looking at the words so far.
All right. All right. And when I'm done, that example that you gave me, the evaluation statement example that you gave me,
Yeah.
was that this?
No, it was the other one. It was the exercise one.
Oh, that's on here. Yeah. So when I'm done, though, I
And
should
depending
have.
on the format of your template, you want to evaluate based on the nature of assignment and the level of responsibility for the grade levels. Yes.
Okay, so it should be about the same thing. This length,
Yes.
2 pages
Yes.
or whatever, and I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all right. All right. The main thing is making sure I get all this stuff here together correctly, right?
Well, I mean, that's up to your agency. I don't know what your format looks like.
I got you.
Yeah, and so
All right, I'll work it out.
whatever the format is in the template, that's why I was saying it would have been easy if you could have at least seen the format of one that was already classified, so you'd have that format already ingrained in your head.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
I
I
was
do
trying to
know.
see if Chandel had sent me anything from New York that I helped her with, but I didn't have anything where she had the format. Oh,
mm, yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, we already got those, so I'll be
okay.
able to I'll be able to work it out. But this is helpful because I'm pretty sure I've done one of these before, in class, or whatever. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure it's going to be pretty standard because the purpose of it is to make sure that the basic stuff is in there.
Yes.
So all the stuff is in here. So yeah, so this should be no problem. All right, so I should be able to lock in and rock this out tomorrow. I
Okay.
probably need to knock it out tomorrow so that I can let it rest overnight and then get back to it on Thursday and reread
Yeah.
it. 'Cause I'm
And
sure
you
I'll,
look, that's what
I'll
I say.
find all kinds
Always
of
step
tickets.
away from it.
Yeah,
Don't, if you feel like you're going down the rabbit hole and second guessing yourself, step away from it.
yeah,
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 because you'll get yourself down the rabbit hole. You won't be able to get out of it.
yeah. All right.
You don't want to do that. You want to get out of it. Now, what I do want you to do is, if when we have the next session, what else
Mhm.
would you want to talk about at the next time, so that
All
I
right.
can start pulling stuff together for that too.
All right. Well, the thing with that is very likely the other girl will be joining at
Okay.
that point.
Okay.
So, but if she doesn't, then it doesn't matter to me. I got to worry about myself.
Right.
Uh, but
Did she take the training also?
yes, but she's more advanced because she started 2 months earlier than us
Oh, okay.
before things got crazy with the consistency review stuff. So,
Right.
and then with her particular vision, the way they worked, she wasn't doing the stuff that I had to do.
Oh, okay.
So I know a lot more than her.
In one area,
On
she
and
knows more than you
right,
in another.
right,
Okay.
but she knows more than me in the area that makes the most, that matters the most,
Right.
because she didn't have to do all these little small projects that the rest of us got dragged off of
Okay.
and did.
Okay. Okay.
So realistically, in my eyes, I'm really only about 5 or 6 months worth of experience, realistically, even though I've been in the department for a month and a week now. But because we've had to be pulled off and do all these other side stuff, and we didn't have the traditional training. She had traditional training. All she's been doing is classifying since she came through the door. She never had to do no
Oh,
side
okay.
projects.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
So she's, and like I told my boss, that what you do most is what you do best. So
Yeah, exactly.
you got me doing functional statements all day, cover sheets or whatever. I'm gonna be a master at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But even though, and as he said, none of this stuff is wasted. Like it's just it'll help you interpret stuff down the road anyway. So and I get it now. So especially with the nurses, I mean I'm a master at knowing the difference between nurse 1, 2, and 3, nurse 1 level 1, 2, and 3, and
Right.
then nurse 2, and then nurse 3, where some people can't get the concepts and understands the differences
Mhm.
with all the other stuff. So, but I've been doing these cover sheets for these ladies all the time. Um, so, so it's all coming together. It's just that it's a little bit longer because we've been taking the scenic route
Mhm.
instead of going straight to where we need to get to.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why I needed to have this session so I can,
Yeah.
I got to take care of me. They doing what they're
I
gonna do.
understand.
They're gonna be retiring. My boss and all them, they're retiring next year.
They up out
So
of there.
yeah, so you know what I mean. They ain't, I know that they're not trying to sabotage me or nothing like that. But my point is, if I don't get my GS-12 before they leave, my whole situation
Right.
could be delayed with the next person that comes in and takes over for them.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
my lead and my supervisor both are going to be retiring. So,
Oh my goodness.
so I'm going to have a brand new, if we even have the
If
same
they have
department.
to, if they're able to hire anybody,
you
well then
know,
maybe you get to be the supervisor.
well, no, I don't want
I'm
that.
just messing.
Uh,
If they can't, if you got to still got a hiring freeze, you got to work with what you got left.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong department anyway. I'm supposed to be in the training department, so that's like my
Oh,
master's degree in. So,
oh,
I wasn't even supposed to be in it. I'm in a special program, so I'm not even supposed to be in this classifications department. I trained for a whole year in recruitment and placement, and then they took us out of recruitment and placement because they didn't have any spots for us in recruitment and placement, and so they put people in other departments, and I got put in the classifications department.
okay,
So, but I had a whole year of training in recruitment and placement.
okay.
So, um, and that's what I really wanted to learn because I know that skill. If something ever happens, you can leave.
You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can do
Yeah,
that at any government agency. Yeah.
yeah, but not classification.
Well,
Everybody.
some agencies, the military, they still have huge classification units.
Mhm.
They still have used cat. I'm training Homeland Security people. I just came out of 2 week training with a bunch of Homeland Security people. Um,
Yeah. Mm.
they must be the only people that got money. They must work for immigration and naturalization or something, but they still got money. And so I'm training defense logistic people in classification the second weekend in August.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. I remember there was a girl in the class who mentioned, I can't remember exactly what was going on, but I know that for her department or whatever agency, whatever she's in, she was in some sweet position where she was getting some really nice pay or something from her classification unit or whatever.
uh-huh.
But I can't remember who she
So
was.
some agencies have demonstration projects or have accepted service, and they get paid a different rate of pay than the regular federal government employees. So you
So
may have been
how
in
do I
one of
find?
those. Were you in the building or were you online?
I was online.
Yeah, so yeah, she may have been a demonstration. She may have been working at the agency with a demonstration project, where their
So how
pay
do I
scale
find
is
out?
different than the regular GS employee.
So how do I find out about that stuff?
Well, you gotta look and see if they have any vacancies. Um, there's a um, there's a link on OPM's website that lists all the agencies that have demonstration projects.
So that's okay. So demonstration project.
Yeah. Most
Okay.
of them are military or defense.
Mhm.
The Federal Aviation Administration has different pay rate than the regular GS scale. They make more money. The Consumer Finance Agency, they make more money. What is that one? That one that girl just told me the other day. She makes anything that does with banking and finance. Those federal agencies, some of them I think they trying to close down, but and so
Mhm.
they would tell you when you talk about what the salary is, they won't say GS. They'll say like um GB or GD or G something or F something. They're not GS. So when you do
Okay.
the vacancy announcement, it won't say GS, it may say FB or um GB or something other than GS.
Mhm.
And you know they have a different salary rate.
Oh, so that's where the good money is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're not federal wage and they're not GS,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's the good money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right, I'll look at it. But those jobs will be on OPM or
Yeah.
WFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'll take a peek at that. Only problem is I gotta I gotta get my classification. I gotta get my signature authority first before
Yeah.
I do anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
I'm jumping a little too soon,
Yeah.
but at least
You
I'll
always keep your eye out because some I didn't think anybody was hiring, but they still have vacancies out there. There are
yeah.
agencies that are not, I guess, covered by the freeze that are hiring.
Right, yeah, because
Mhm.
the critical positions they can't stop that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doctors, nurses, DOD, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Now, when you get you with the coworker, just shoot me a text or email and let me know
Okay.
when
Why?
you want to meet again and what your focus wants to be.
Okay. Well, I know for her, for sure, she already gave me her list. So I know for sure the main thing um was same thing for me. Say statement of differences
Oh, okay.
and
Oh,
supervisory.
supervisory.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone trips off of supervisory.
Everybody trips off supervisory.
Yeah, so that's the
Everybody
one.
trips off supervisory.
Yeah, yeah. But I might have one other girl too now, but
Okay.
we'll see how it goes. She hit me up for something else, and I mentioned it to her, and she asked me how to go and all that stuff. So I'll let her know, and then maybe she'll come on board too. Because I think it'll be better the more that someone else might ask a question that I might not even thought about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To bring up because
Yeah.
she's got more experience, so she might bring up a question that might be come up in the future. You
Right.
know, so at
Right.
least I'll have that knowledge and vice versa for her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, but when's your next availability anyway? Anytime after I'm going out of town this weekend, and then the week after that is my birthday week. But if I don't go anywhere, I might want to do something.
Your
Not,
birthday week
not
is the
in
first week of
like 2 weeks.
August.
Yeah. So anytime after that. So if I don't go out of town, then I definitely would want to do something because by then I'll have
Yeah,
some.
I'm basically free no Wednesdays. Mondays I usually do another training for this system I implemented it at school.
Hmm.
So from now I'm pretty free from now on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday morning with the starting the 1st of August. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings starting the 1st of August up until the 17th. I'm going on vacation the 17th and I'll be gone from the 17th through the 29th.
Okay. All right. If it's on Saturdays,
No,
what's
no,
the
one
start time
person said
gonna
that they
be?
couldn't come. Yeah, if it's on
Uh,
Saturdays, it's usually going to be, 10,
10
10,
a.m.
10, 11, 10, 11, 12, 10 to 12 or something like that. Or 10 to 1.
Okay. 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 Um,
And so the 17th through the 29th, I'm on vacation.
okay. All
I
right.
said 7 o'clock is a good time because even if I work for the graduate school, I'm finished by 4. That gives me time to do whatever I have to do,
Yep.
get my head together and get back online at 7.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Sounds good. All right. So I'll send you your stuff. I need to know what's the
It's my
what
cell
what
phone
is that?
number. The Zelle is my cell phone number.
Okay.
And
All right.
so how long have we been there? It's so $20 an hour. What's
Start
that?
at 7.
$50?
Hold on.
Boy, you getting off
Yeah.
cheap.
No, I'm gonna get you more than that.
No, 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 no. I ain't trying to break the bank.
Yeah. No, no, no.
No, from my
Uh,
yeah.
no, I got you. All right. So I'll send it right now.
And so I hope when the other folks come on, y'all gonna split it and you won't be because it'll be one price for the group. It won't be
Yeah. Well, the other girl, she already told me. I gotta look at her. I'll look at it in the morning and tell you what she said. She said she wanted to do something, but she said she wanted to do it in August. But I wasn't trying to wait till August.
yeah, I understand.
Uh, yeah. So uh, yeah. So I'll just follow up with her based off of what she said. I know she's gonna do it. I know she does not.
Okay.
Yeah, she wasn't like blowing me off and nothing like that. I know she wants to do it. She's she's like my best friend at work, even though we don't even
Oh.
work we don't even work in the
Yeah,
same
I
business.
understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
we just both
Yeah,
both we give a damn. It's about
very
our
good.
stuff.
You gotta have somebody, I believe me.
Yeah.
My look, I tell you this, my best friend that I had at work when I started classifying, we came up classifying together. She died 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Uh,
She passed. She's 59 years old. And
mm-mm.
so that I'm still struggling. I'm not struggling, but I'm,
Yeah, yeah,
that from.
yeah. I got you. I
I could
got you.
I could pick up the phone and say, hey, I got
Mm-hmm.
this I got this question in my class and what is the answer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And so those are lifetime connections, lifetime
Yeah.
connection.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's good stuff.
Mhm.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Mm. All right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
you take
Thank
it
you.
easy and
All right.
don't go down the rabbit holes. Trust your instincts. You got a good grasp on it, I think, so far. And I think you'll do well.
Yeah, I hope so. Hope you're right.
All right. So you can
All
get your
right.
authority.
All right. Now look, I'm gonna send you a test amount first. So once you see that, just text me back on my phone and let me know that you got the test.
Okay. Okay. That'll
Make
be
sure,
good.
because when if you send the money to the wrong person, they don't have to give it back to you.
I understand that too. Yeah. I understand that
Yeah,
too. All right.
yeah. All right.
All
All right.
right. Thank you
Appreciate
so
you.
much. You're welcome. You're
Oh,
welcome.
don't forget to send me the video too when it
All
comes
right. It's
back to you.
going to upload. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.